Well, welcome back to Harvest Log, and I've got 2 days to catch up with really. So part 1 is from yesterday, which was the 5th of September. Finally got going again after another week. We seem to be combining just on Saturdays at the moment, which is far from ideal. But the weather's been pretty atrocious. Most days we've had sort of a couple of 3 mil of rain, or maybe a bit more depending on what we get. But even when we're getting small amounts, it's enough to just dampen the crop and make the crop unable to be harvested. But we started yesterday evening, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that, on spring barley, and then we carried on today, got that finished. So we've just started the last 2 blocks of wheat up here on the top of the hill. So this is a field of Zulu, which is a group 3 wheat. So this is destined for, well, it was destined for Kellogg's as part of their sort of special K, fruit and fibre, those sorts of products. Whether or not the quality is still there, we'll have to wait and see. There are the odd grain that we're finding that's just sprouted, which means it's just basically reached maturity, and then with all the wet weather it's just started to grow in the ear where it sits in the field. So that's not good. That depresses the yield, and actually every day went from the crop being at its optimum harvesting date, we're losing about 1% per day of the yield. So if we said this crop was ready 10 days ago, that's about a tonne a hectare that has gone out of the yield. So it's a double whammy really, but the sun is out. We have a reasonable forecast, and we've probably got 5 or 6 days of combining left to do. So we'll keep pressing on. Everybody, I think, is pleased to be going again. It's very frustrating looking at wet crops going blacker and blacker, and you see the dust in the mirror there from at the back of the combine, and the quality is sort of minimising or diminishing every day, which is less than ideal. But anyway, we're good to be going. We've got to get these crops off. We've got following crops that'll need to go in. This is the field where we're planting our cover crop trial. So we'll be visiting that a bit later on as they emerge. It's borderline calendar date wise getting a bit late for some of these cover crops, but up on the Cotswolds we're very often cutting wheat in the last week in August, first week in September. So we want to try and find cover crops that will have a good bit of autumn vigour and that don't get too frosted, so the frost doesn't kill them off too early as well. So we're up at about 900 feet here, yeah, it's going along okay. Moisture's about 15.5% now, so we're just tickling it up in the dryer a little bit and then putting it straight into the bulk stores. So lots to crack on with.